This is Theodore Cottingham, bringing you a message that you are light, that you are a light being, and you existed before time and space ever began. Would you behold your light again? Will you be the light of the world this time? Will you come through you that lights your consciousness, your neurons, operates your mechanical mind too? I wonder if you're willing to cultivate curiosity, if you're willing to consider some alternatives to the orthodox message of Christ and the whole story of Jesus, and that would you consider that maybe that story was changed considerably? Maybe Jesus taught about the kingdom. What kingdom? The kingdom that is ours, the kingdom here upon the earth, the kingdom that is both and. Can you imagine cultivating a consciousness that creates compatibility with the mind of God, the mind of Source, Universe, Gaia, whatever your name or label for it is, and you, so that your mind is not isolated by you, and you're not limited to your logic, you're not limited to your emotions and your experiences, but you let the light of the world, the light of the cosmos, the light of creativity, the light that constructs all things anew without lack, without decay, come into you? Or are you already it? I suggest you are already it. The it that God is in fact you that thinks you're separate. And that creates the gap. But there is no gap. There's a seamlessness of consciousness when let occurs, when you let there be light, when you let the light that is in you shine and connect and be activated by your surrender to speak forth the words that activate the monkey mind, the mechanical mind, our neurons, our speech patterns, and in fact use our vocabulary and draw from our experiences to share with us how the cosmos works, where we came from, what we're doing here now, and what's our capacity, what's our potential. I suggest to you that you have more capacity to create than you have ever dreamed, or maybe even let anyone else tell you. Imagination? Well, what is imagination? Why do we limit it? Because we can't verify with some type of documentary evidence? Or do we create that? What about belief? What about belief in our limitations? What about belief that someone else did something for us, that atoned for us for our sin of separation? I didn't separate. So I had a quest for many years to know God personally, intimately. And over I said I would pay the price. And I began to spend an hour a day in prayer for years, and Bible study, many hours, and even went to a church cathedral and spent my entire mornings from 8 to noon, 5 days a week, for years, listening, being still. And at one point, some months after I began to spend my entire mornings, I began to sense some phrases that I would pick up my pen and begin to write. And when I began to write them, more would come. And so I began to fill up yellow tablets. So I began to type them out, post them, share them with people. And I did that for years. And a whole body of material that has come forth through me over these years that suggest, that teach me, that teach us directly that the Orthodox message is not complete. It's actually more like one of control. It may introduce God to you and take away your power at the same time. Your power to hear, your power to be, become, your power to create. So this is my message to you this day, that you are the creator of you, that you created you before time and space began, and that we are all a race of light beings incarcerated here on earth by our mind. But it need not be, because the regeneration is here, and the knowledge of that which constricts us is passing away. And the days of sitting on a pew, the days of just worshiping another God is over. It's not about worshiping God. It's not about accepting God. I suggest to you it's about surrender to who you are. And that takes the greatest humility of all. To say, I don't look like a God. I don't look like this, that, or the other. I don't look like I can create. But I suggest to you, you can, because you have the consciousness that has never been severed from each other or what we have called God, deity, whatever your name, for a higher power, a source that created the cosmos. Well, my name is Theodore Cottingham, and this is my message, that you have power, and you have the ability to go inside you, hear you, speak you, connect with you, to know you in intimacy in a satisfying and meaningful way that you never imagined and that you've never encountered with another person, because the real you is light. The body that you're looking at, I suggest to you, is using my light body. My light body is here, just like yours is in you. We call that the spirit. Well, some do. Holy? You're all holy. We are a holy race. The people of earth are not forsaken. And it's time for the regeneration. So I bring good news, and my name is Theodore Cottingham. I have tried to start a school several times over the years. I had many one-week-long conferences in Tulsa years ago. I feel that I am surrendering to teach again this message, that you are the light of the world. You are to be the Christ, not worship it. You are to do the things he did. And that Christ is a woman as well as a man. Christ is the consciousness. So the Christ is genderless and not limited to the influence of man, and man will constrict it no more. So I come with gentleness and meekness to you to declare your beauty, grace, and possibilities to you. So the school I first started, I began with the name of the University of the New Covenant, and it had some students, but it didn't really materialize. And with the advent, with the emergence of light and light beings, I changed the name to the School of Light, Love, and Peace. So I'm working on it, and I'm sharing. If you connect with this in any way, please contact me. Leave a note, leave a message. And if you don't, I understand. But I suggest to you, it's a new day, and your capacity to create is going to be unleashed by you, for there's no one else to do it. There's no other vicarious atonement. There's no separation from God. But now ultimate surrender will come to the fore, and we will all know the beauty of who we really are. And we will share grace and understanding. We will share meals. We will share communion in ways that defy explanation at the moment. But I share with you, this is my message. Connect with me if you will, Cottingham.com, or my email is theodoreureka@gmail.com. I love you all. Listen, love, and peace be the light of the world this day. Namaste.